Hi all, welcome to my Serie A Team of the Season Predictions video. Hopefully we have at least 199. I'm expecting that in the form of Ronaldo. It's obviously with the top 5 in general, I feel they're all going to at least maybe have 199 rated card, and there is potential for someone else that could easily sneak in. You never know, but if you smash links, always much appreciated. Sub the channel if you're new, follow me on Twitter at GSLegend. All links are down below for the listening channel and social media links as always, and comment down below who you think could get in the Serie A Team of the Season. I'm sure there is plenty viable shouts, but we will work through it nonetheless. So my main goal is Handanovic. I'm expecting him to be say 97 rated and could be just a very fun card nonetheless. That's kind of what I would expect. Whether or not it happens is a different matter, because most goalies in FIFA just don't seem to be enjoyable for one reason or another. My main three defenders I'm leaning towards at the moment is Bastoni, depending on what boosts to give him, because of he has a future stars of course, and you're trying to kind of make it separate from, so it stands out as it were. That is at least my assumption. TOTS Hernandez should be very viable for another team this season, and this could be even more juicier than his TOTS last year, I hope. Time will tell, of course. Then the third main spot could go one of, say, Romero, for example. Romero seems, I think, the most viable, or Cuadrado, depending on who's higher rated, because Romero's obviously got multiple informs, Cuadrado's got a few specials as well, so the final spot could easily go either. I'd say Cuadrado maybe just takes the +1, but Romero could easily take the spot or even just die, and it just comes down to from there. Midfield is going to be, I think, the biggest debate for not just who makes the cut, but like kind of like overall ratings. Like Insigne is probably like 95, 96 rated, I would suspect. Same for Milinkovic, Savic. These are probably going to be like the two like marquee mids, as it were. Like I expect them to be real standout cards. Question is, will Milinkovic Savic be in the 80 plus club, or could he even sneak into the 90 plus club? And I genuinely mean that, by the way. He's probably going to be the type of card you would be able to, if you used like a Hunter or a Shadow, you'd get him in the 90 plus club, but you want him as close to that as a base card without relying on a chem style. That's kind of what I'm hinting at, but we'll see what happens. So that is brings a debate in itself. Mkhitaryan's position will be up for debate. Like, he could be a centre forward, could be a cam, could be a left forward, could be a left mid. Like looking at his stats, it's kind of been mostly as an attacking mid, like central forward, cam, and it's good to see him having a good season of form and see what happens from there. Lozano might make the starting 11 or may just miss out, but I feel he's good enough to at least make the starting 11. That's my feeling. Then, but saying that, you've got Immobile, Lukaku, Martinez and Ronaldo all vying for a forward spot. Ronaldo's probably going to be 99, then Lukaku and Lautaro probably going to be around the 95, 96 mark. That's my assumption. One of them could even, depending potentially say golden boot wise, it might be 97, but I would say that's how that will progress. But the forward, I think, all, like when you look at Lukaku, Lautaro, Martinez, Ronaldo, even say like Insigne, Lozano as well, they are going to be, I would say, fun usable cards, at least I hope so anyway. And that's before we even touch the subs and reserves, which starts off with, we think Donnarumma could have the second spot, simply because as much as we mentioned him in our community team of season predictions, I still feel it's worth at least including him here. That is my feeling anyways. So Donnarumma takes a team season spot, say in Serie A, where it happens or not is a different matter. Then like other subs players that could happen, as I said, that would depend with Romero or Cuadrado, but obviously for this we've put Romero on reserves, subs bench for now, and just see it from there. Then our kind of like reserve mids, it's maybe not as strong as we would like. Like, yes, Calhanoglu and Goossens and Berardi are like nice cards, but it might not be as high as we would like, is kind of what I'm getting at. Like, Berardi, obviously we're being as fair as we can, but we're trying to boost them up as logical as well, because we don't know what upgrade system they'll implement for team of the season. We genuinely do not know, so it's like, it is just mostly guesswork. And then obviously like Caputo for me is, and Muriel is going to be very close to that kind of like subs bench as well, with like Morata. So it's, the subs bench isn't too bad, if I'm honest, but obviously could do with a bit of a juicing up, but in the sense of maybe say like Indostats just looking a little bit better. And then my reserves kind of is like Musso. For Udinese, yes, they've not done as well as maybe some teams, but Musso is very consistent on the goal, on the clean sheet front. That's kind of the reason why I've went for him. And he always seems to get a good rating, and like it could even go to Silvestre. Like, there's a few of like third goalkeepers that's up for debate really, like Musso, Silvestre. They're kind of like the main two that were, in my opinion, were standing out, but obviously I could be wrong completely. I'm just going on what I've read of like Italian media like Gazzetta, and then looking at the stats from like clean sheets to games played, goals conceded, all that kind of stuff, league position as well, so you never know. But and as we said, for like other like reserve players, you've got Chiesa, you've got Vertu, Jordan Vertu, Zakanagi, probably going to be very close, and even maybe say Pellegrini could sneak in, or Morata could sneak in there. It depends how it plays out, because as much as I'm of the mindset just now of my 23 being Handanovic, Donnarumma, Musso, Romero, Cuadrado, Bastoni, Theo Hernandez, Insigne, Berardi, Vertu, Goossens, Mkhitaryan, Milinkovic, Savic, Lozano, Chiesa, Hakan, Calhanoglu, Zakanagi, Lukaku, Ronaldo, Lautaro, Muriel, Immobile, Caputo. I would not be surprised if, say, somebody like Morata, Pellegrini, or even like Simi of Crotone. Yes, they're bottom of the league, but Simi has like 15 goals or 16 goals in the league, which is some doing. So fair play to him for what he has achieved this season. Like, Simi is probably going to be somebody that could even be viable for an objective or an SBC. I've also got Barrow in as well that noted down. But the main three cards I think that they could do for flashback would be Quagliarella, Ibrahimovic, Ilicic, or Alexandro for a flashback. One of those four players is most likely viable. If I was to be honest, I actually think Quagliarella. I never nail his name, the syllables right, but we always get it. I know Ibra and Ilicic and Alexandro are all viable as well. Ibra's problems is due to the whole licensing issues that have been going with FIFA Pro. That's kind of why I think he's never bagged a second in form or a third in form or any of our special cards. Alexandro has his road to the final, but that would be an excuse to give him his annual flashback. And Ilicic may not be the most desirable card, but he could still happen. But Morata and Pellegrini, I feel objective wise or SBCs is very viable on both. So it's like Serie A, as I said, 199 should be viable, and Ronaldo is a question of could anyone else potentially, like Lukaku, Lautaro, or Immobile, or even Handanovic, sneak close to that 99. Time will tell, of course, come the Serie A team of the season. But let me know, folks, in the comments down below who you think could get a Serie A team of the season. Remember to check out all the previous team of season predictions. The playlist is in not just the description below, but on the channel as always for you to check on and run through them and give me feedback and all that good stuff and show your support. So smash like as always, folks. Sub to the channel if you're new. Follow me on Twitter, G is a legend, and I will catch you all later.